She definitely lied to me on some how she looked. Chelsea told me she looked like Megan Fox. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I'm very attracted to her. I can work with that.
They say you lose them how you get them. You have, Chelsea lying to Jimmy that she looks like Megan Fox. And this is something that is going to follow her and haunt her for the rest of her days because everybody is mocking her about it. And even Jimmy, you can tell Jimmy feels some type of way. Jimmy can't run away, but he feels some type of way. At the reveal, instead of proposing to her, he went to sit down to sort of gather himself because he was shocked because this wasn't the Megan Fox that he expected. But anyway, I digress. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. It's your girl Valerie. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely leave a comment. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love is Blind, Season 6, Episode 5. This is a train wreck, and I don't know how it can ever be resolved, in the sense that I think Chelsea only liked Jeremy because she knew that Jessica was crazy about him and she wanted to win over the beautiful girl. That's my opinion, because the idea that she accepted Jeremy's proposal, even though she appeared to have a stronger connection with Trevor, doesn't make sense. Trevor loved her regardless of what she looked like, whereas Jeremy was stuck on the Megan Fox comment that I look like Megan Fox. He wanted Megan Fox to walk down the aisle to him, and this is what he proposed to. Whereas Trevor was not bothered but what she looked like. All he wanted was the person he had got to know, the person he had fallen in love with. And for him to ask her that, if I had come in first, would you have accepted my proposal? And for her to remain quiet says everything you need to hear. People have sort of mastered the idea that in order to be featured on Love is Blind, you need to have a connection with someone, you need to have a strong, believable connection, and that person needs to propose to you, and then you're on. And this is why a lot of people sort of are very performative in their connections, and this is why a lot of people are very competitive in sort of trying to win the most, or the person that they think is the most good looking, trying to beat the girls that they think have a stronger connection than them or are more beautiful looking. And so it's sad to see that, with Chelsea, she chose competition over actual connection, which is the essence of the show, because you're meant to fall in love with someone that you haven't seen, that you've only got to talk to and have formed this strong emotional, psychological bond with. And yet she decided that, no, I'd rather win over Jessica and sort of lie to this guy that I look like Megan Fox and make him believe that I truly am all in, than for her to find her perfect man. This is something she's going to regret. This is going to be a big regret for her, choosing Jeremy over Trevor, because I don't know why she didn't believe Trevor, because Trevor cut off ties with all the other girls except for her. So for her to then move on and turn him down at the last minute, that's selfish. I know that Love is Blind normally shows us these sort of three-way couples, especially if there's going to be something that takes place later on in the season. But for me, I don't understand the Jeremy, Sarah Ann, and Lauren scenario, in the sense that I think Jeremy had a better connection with Sarah Ann. Yes, some of the things she said were red flags, but we never really got to see his taste that much with Lauren. So I don't get how he ended up proposing to Lauren and breaking off with Sarah Ann. I have to give credit to Sarah, and she took it like a champ. She wished him all the best in the bliss way. And then she went to the ladies' lounge and was very cordial to Lauren because she told her, you're the one he wants. And they actually had a moment where they actually spoke and were able to sort of, reach an understanding and sort of provide comfort to one another, because one of them knew that they were about to be dumped. Do I think he has a connection with Lauren? I think these guys have an idea from hearing people's voices and what people say that makes them choose someone in particular. I think this is evident in the Chelsea, Jimmy, and Jessica situation because Chelsea played on Jimmy's insecurities. Whatever he was concerned about when it came to Jessica, she provided him what he needed and wasn't her authentic self. And this is why he felt he was proposing to Megan Fox and decided to go ahead with Megan Fox. Obviously, he has his confessional before the reveal saying, I can't wait to see her. I don't care what she looks like. I will be happy, Jessica and I. And it's like, Jessica, you told Jessica she wasn't it. Why is Jessica in your mouth? Why is Jessica in your mouth? Are you only going after this woman because you think you're going to marry Megan Fox? And the fact that he keeps calling Chelsea his wife, is concerning. Chelsea, for her to sort of talk about how thick she is and how guys have always been put off by the thickness and have always gone for the petite person, it sort of gives you sort of validation in the sense that she went after Jimmy just because she wanted to win over a petite person. That's it. She wanted to win over Jessica, who was petite and more good looking. So she told Jimmy what he needed to hear in order to get him. Anyway, they have their reveal, and Chelsea and Jimmy are the poster children for what happens when you lie to someone on Love is Blind, because they set themselves up and had such high expectations of their partner only to have that sort of fade away when they realized that the person in front of them was lying to them. And so to see them sort of have this conversation whereby instead of him being excited, Jimmy, about seeing his partner for the first time, he was baffled because she was told I look like Megan Fox, and yet standing in front of him wasn't Megan Fox. And so he didn't know how to process that. You could see he was trying to be respectful, but he sort of had these moments where he couldn't control himself. Like when he said to her, you lied to me, I don't care what you look like. He said in his confessional, she lied to me. She said she looks like Megan Fox. And it's like, so did you propose to her because you liked her, or did you propose to her because you thought you were proposing to Megan Fox? Which is it? It's sad. It's really sad because this should be a lesson for people, because people are very superficial at times and they forget that looks and the body will change with time, but the personality of the person and the character of the person will never change. And so the idea that Jimmy proposed to Megan Fox and left someone who looked like Megan Fox and he had a stronger connection with, for this Megan Fox perception that he had in his head, is really sad. It's really sad. You could tell she knew she was screwed. She couldn't say to him, oh, I said I look like Megan Fox because of ABC, but she knew this is why he was upset, because he's told her that I nearly left but I stayed because of you. And she was like, oh, I don't want to hear that. Well, what do you think, Sherlock Holmes? What were you expecting when you lied to somebody? What did you expect them to say? What did you expect them to do? They are being honest with you. They're telling you how they feel. And it's up to you to suck it up, because you put yourself in this situation. Had you not told him lies, then he would have made a very, sort of unbiased opinion or decision, but you lied to him and now you have to deal with the consequences of your lies. So please sit down somewhere. Nobody's really bothered about you. I felt sorry for her though. At one time I felt sorry because she looked like she wanted to cry, and the sad bit is she told him he was good looking. He never said anything about her appearance, apart from the fact that he said, oh, I was wondering whether you were lying to me or not. I wasn't sure whether you were telling me the truth. And you were sort of trying to call her out on the fact that you told me you looked like someone and you don't even look like it. And it's like, oh, this is a train wreck. I don't think they'll say yes at the altar. I can see a no coming. I would feel sorry for Chelsea if she hadn't played dirty. But the fact that she tried to sort of outdo and outperform and sort of manipulate the situation with Jimmy, she gets what she deserves, because this man is not attracted to her. This man is not impressed by her looks, because on their reveal, where everybody else would run to put the ring on their fiance's hand before they sit down, Jimmy ran to sit down and have a conversation first and then later propose. And here he's talking about, he's trying to say you lied to me that you look like Megan Fox, but he's not coming out with it. I think he doesn't want to look bad. So instead he's saying, oh, you told me some things, and I think you're quite pretty though. He's not saying you're very beautiful. He's not saying you're stunning. So to me, it seems like he's still not over the fact that she told him that she looked like Megan Fox. And this is something he's going to hold until eternity. And the fact that he had to bring in Jessica into the conversation and then bring up the fact that Jessica told him that he would need an EpiPen when he saw her doesn't make sense, because you could see at that moment that Chelsea was in her feelings, because she realized that when he sees her, he will notice that she's stunning. And so it's sad that she thought she was winning and outsmarting somebody else, and yet all she did was find herself a problem, because this man will never believe anything she says now, because she lied to him in the first instance to win him. And so it's going to be sad. It's really sad. And the fact that you're saying, oh, I'm just telling you what I went through with Jessica just because it's important that I express myself. And it's like, yeah, it's important you express yourself, but not in this situation. I don't need to know about your conversations with another woman in the pods, especially given that we've already left the pods and we're now on our honeymoon in Mexico. So we should really be focused on enjoying our time together in Mexico, and we shouldn't be talking about your ex that you're over or that you're supposed to be getting over. So, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait for him to see Jessica. I really can't. Is it me, or does Jeremy remind anyone else of Clark Kent? His little glasses, he reminds me of Superman. But then, I don't know, maybe it's just me. So I think I like his coupling with Laura, although I think Laura is getting the ick. I think the way he's infatuated with Laura is the way sort of Chelsea wishes Jimmy was attracted to her, because he's just dialing it in. And I think she wishes he was all over her, but Jimmy is really not into Chelsea as much as she's into him. So you have Jimmy sort of talking about how really attracted he is to Laura and how he really likes her. And I think she is getting the ick a bit, especially with him, jumping into the pool with his clothes on and then playing with the balloon and stuff. You could see that he needs to be careful, otherwise she's going to get the ick, and then there will be no coming back from that. You have Amy and Johnny, they have a great connection. They really do. And they really seem very infatuated with one another, even though Amy was saying that, Johnny is not the type of guy that she would go to on a night out, but she's really growing strong feelings for him. So I think they're a slipper couple. I think they're going to go under the radar. They're going to be, hopefully they'll be drama free. I don't think we could do with any more drama. We have enough with Chelsea and Jimmy, but I don't know. We'll see. Jeremy says he's infatuated. He's head over heels in love. He's in love. Because he says, she takes my breath away. I thought it would be just be for a minute, but it can go on up to 15 minutes. And it's like, oh my God, this young man is gone, completely gone. And hopefully she feels the same way and she doesn't change her mind later and say, you're not my type. We didn't see a love triangle with them. So I'm hoping that they just stay as a couple and, they do say yes on wedding day, because I always root for love. If you follow me, I root for love. It's sad. And, when you say things like, Chelsea was competing and she was very insecure, and this is why she felt she needed to go for the most good-looking guy, or the guy that she felt was going after one of the prettiest girls, just because she wanted sort of a validation that she could win the same guy that one of the pretty girls was winning over, and she could actually take him from her. Because now she's stuck in the situation whereby she's constantly asking for validation from Jimmy, and Jimmy is struggling in order to validate her sort of her needs and the wants, because she told him, what is it that you noticed about me the first moment you saw me? And he couldn't find anything to say. He said, I liked your teeth. You have very beautiful teeth. And she's talking about, your eyes and stuff. And she still wanted him, I think, to say about her eyes, because eventually he got there. But he kept saying, I love your teeth. I love your teeth. And for her, I think what's playing in her mind is the fact that he said that Jessica told him that he would pass out when he sees her. And so this is now playing on her mind because she knows she lied to him when she said she looked like Megan Fox. And she knows when he sees Jessica, he's going to feel some type of way. So now she's trying to get him locked in. And it's like, this is really sad. The insecurity is really bad. This reminds me of Danielle and Nick from season 2 of the insecurities that they had, and they went in a love triangle. And so this situation is going to be hard for Jimmy. This is going to be hard because I don't know how he's going to win this over and sort of tell this woman what she wants to hear, because at the moment he's still struggling to tell her exactly what she wants to hear, because everything he's saying is not aligning with what she wants. And so she's always going to keep asking him, what about this? What about that? It's sad. I really feel sorry for her, but I also don't feel sorry because she brought this on herself. So she has to, deal with it and bear it because, hey, you made your bed, lay in it. Anyway, you have all the couples go to bed and they all seem lovey-dovey. With Brittany and Kenneth, they are very well behaved. I think they're waiting. If they're going to do anything, they're going to do it once the producers have left. But hey, it is what it is. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my review from episode 4. Bye guys.